Does your neck make you feel hella old? Well, today we're gonna help you with 3 exercises that may be able to help your hella old neck. Today we're gonna start with 3 exercises that may be able to help your old ass neck. We're gonna increase range of motion. We just wanna get you guys moving your neck as much as possible. And the more we move your neck, the more we're gonna save it, right? You're probably sitting at your desk all day long, rounding your head, you're not moving your head enough. I mean, how often do we increase our range of motion and really look behind our back unless we're driving, right? We want to try to do that a little bit more and get your neck to be able to function throughout the day and be able to utilize it whenever you want to. Okay, here we go. So the first exercise we're going to do is, we know that the shoulders have a lot to do with the way the neck moves. And so we're going to utilize the shoulders in different positions here to increase range of motion of our neck. So the first 2 exercises are going to be all about range of motion. So the first one we're going to do is, we're going to give yourself a big hug, John. We're going to try to increase as much range or as much stretch as possible from our back. So he's going to give himself the biggest hug possible. He's going to round his lower back out, or his mid back out here. He's going to round out here. He's going to stretch that out. He's going to push his elbows forward. Now from here, naturally, his head is going to move back because he's in a vestibular standpoint, or a balance standpoint. His goal is to try to keep himself in balance. So his neck is going to move back. He's going to give himself a little bit of an ugly chin here, which is a double chin. He's going to push straight back, and he's going to stretch out the top part of that neck. He's going to start to feel that. Now from here, John, we're going to go ahead and look straight up into the air as high as we can go. That way you can start to feel the stretch in the front part of our neck. And then he's going to drive straight down, look down as far as you can go. And each one of these stretches you're going to hold for about like 10 seconds or so. He's going to feel the stretch on the back part of his neck. He's going to look straight forward. Now he's going to rotate his neck out to the side. And his goal is to get his nose and his mouth to reach over that shoulder as much as possible. Feel the stretch on the side of his neck, and then rotate to the opposite side. Now we also have lateral flexion in that shoulder. Or in that neck. He's going to drop his ear to his shoulder, drop his ear to the other shoulder. Now remember, we're doing this a little bit sped up. We want you guys to hold it for about 15 seconds, excuse me. He's going to go in for a rotational movement here, drive it down, and again, you're trying to move as far as you possibly can with this range of motion. Good, go ahead and relax. Now with the rotations, you probably want do about 10 repetitions, 10 rotations, 5 rotations one way, 5 rotations the opposite way. The next one we're going to do is, we're going to drive our hands back. So turn this way so you can see the camera over here. He's just going to hold his shoulder blades back, or his hands back here, and he's going to pinch his shoulder blades back. Now we're just going to do the opposite. Typically, his natural balance is his head's going to start to move forward a little bit more here. Now we're going to look straight down, and we're going to do the same thing. Drive his chin down as far as we can so we can decompress that cervical spine. Now he's going to look up into the air as high as he can go, working on that 10 to 15 second stretch there. And then he's going to drive his ear to his shoulder, hold, drive his ear to the opposite shoulder, feeling that stretch along those traps and the neck. And then now he's going to work on the rotational aspect here. And just working the rotation. Remember, 5 rotations one way, 5 rotations the opposite way. So we've got the first 2. The first one is going to be him giving himself a hug, going through all directions in his neck. Flexion, extension, lateral flexion, and then finally rotation. Now, the final exercise here is, we're going to work a little bit more on loading the spinal joints. And so what he's going to do is, he's going to place his hand straight behind his neck here. Bring it up a little bit higher, John. He's going to put it behind his head and his neck, right? So he's feeling it right along that big lump in the back of your head. He's going to drive his elbows forward here. And as he's driving his elbows forward, he's pushing his head back against his hands. Now, John, all I want you to do is look up as you're pushing against your hands, and you're going to start to feel your arms and your shoulders start to stretch out a little bit, which is okay. You just want a little bit of pressure. Now, as he's looking down, remember, he's pushing his head against his hands the whole time here. Now, we want to hold this for about 10 seconds to 15 seconds, each range of motion. Now he's going to do rotation. He's gonna turn his head over towards you guys while he's pushing the back of his head, and he's gonna turn his head to the opposite side. Now these exercises you can do every single day while you're sitting at your desk, while you're at home, while you're doing dishes. If you feel neck pain, tightness in the neck, or a stiff neck when you wake up, these are great exercises to work with. And now he's already breathing and relaxing into his exercises here, and I can hear him, and he's actually feeling pretty good and relieving pressure and tension in that neck. Go ahead and relax, John. Now, one of the main reasons why your neck feels hella old is really because you're not moving enough. The neck, your body, the lack thereof or lack of movement increases the aging process. And so one of the things that we know from research and experience is the more that we exercise, the more that we move our neck, our shoulders, and our whole body, we can simply decrease our aging process. Now, if you want to go through those exercises with us, click on this video right here.